What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm probably going to take a guess right now and say, yo, Block's a bit backwards because now he's doing a Motorstorm Pacific Rift when Apocalypse did end up coming out 3 years after this game. So funny story, I did end up getting Apocalypse first. I did have to go to a different store later on, and I managed to find myself a copy of Pacific Rift. This was the other Motorstorm game I was looking for because I was like, alright, well, I did play Apocalypse. I really need to get Pacific Rift now and play this game, which came out 3 years before that one. Turns out, guys, it really is insane going through the first Motorstorm and then playing this one and then playing Apocalypse. I also need to get myself Arctic Edge again, but I haven't been able to find one. Also kind of weird to me how that game only came on PS2, but guess it kind of does make sense. But when playing Pacific Rift, though, this game is once again going to be a few years after the first one, and I was kind of seeing some similarities there, but I was also seeing some updated things about it. For one, I really did end up liking the graphics in this game. It's kind of funny, guys, because I never realized how good these older games really look to me. Like, I kind of thought they were going to be terrible, or they're probably going to look better in your mind, you know what I mean? Because you were younger then playing these games and stuff. They almost probably looked incredibly good, but the funny part is going back and playing them, and this is also a game I never got to play, I was genuinely impressed with how great it does look. In the background right now, I am going to be driving a truck. It is going to be the Earth type of mode in it. There's going to be Earth, Fire, Water, and stuff like that, so different zones and all that stuff. But this one is going to have like jungly areas and all that, and different routes and stuff like that, and I feel like they really did capture it well because there's going to be different routes, which is something I noticed that was not going to be in Apocalypse. I do know they took a different approach with that game, but with this one, though, you are going to notice there is going to be different routes. Some are higher, some are lower. There's also going to be different zones that could make you faster and or slower. For example, if you're going to be using a motorcycle, you obviously want to stay out of the mud because you are going to be a tad slower, but also you are going to slide literally everywhere. For one, I would probably say I really did like the buggy. The big rig was going to be really fun. Also, the motorcycle was absolutely insane because it was going to be very quick, but if you barely touched anything, you were basically cooked. So it kind of made you go, okay, well, I am going to be fast, but you got to avoid basically every single racer because if you hit them, then you're kind of doomed. You can, like, knock them off their bikes and stuff like that. This game's also going to have, like, the shunt boost thing, like when you can run into the other racers and stuff like that and mess them up. And on top of that, it's also going to have the really wild crash scenes as well. And the thing is, if you have played a Motorstorm game before, you are going to be aware that the crash scenes on this game are going to be really cool, also kind of hilarious, because the entire vehicle is basically going to disintegrate, or if you crash it or something, or barely hit like a rock the wrong way, then yeah, you're going to be basically completely cooked. Now, one thing I also do like about this game, though, is going to be the map design. I do understand that every single Motorstorm game is going to be different, and the funny part is, they did a good job at this, man. Now, I know this might sound kind of dumb, but hear me out for a second. We all do know each game is going to change. This kind of goes for every single series. But I really do like the way they pretty much made every Motorstorm game feel different, even though they have similar classes in them. They're also going to have different map designs, different things. Like, for example, Apocalypse is going to be heavily focused on the cinematics. We're also then going to have Pacific Rift, which is going to have different, like, map designs to where you are going to be faster in one area with a dirt bike or like a motorcycle or aka I guess you could say an ATV and a dirt bike because Apocalypse had the street bike and all that. But you are going to be faster in some routes with something like a dirt bike. If you took something like a truck up there, then yeah, you're probably going to struggle, or something like a monster truck isn't going to fit. Even a big rig is going to struggle. So you do have to find your routes and figure out the best place to be and all that. And I did find that to be really fun playing Pacific Rift. It is going to make the map design really interesting because I'm not going to lie, guys, the amount of times I've restarted and basically went the wrong way is going to be hilarious. And the reason for that is I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go this way. Turns out the other way was faster. Might end up jumping off something and completely going the wrong way, or hitting a rock, flying off a cliff or something like that, or trying to figure out if I should go this way. Also realizing that hitting that jump, if I do it too fast, and I might fly off the road or something like that. So it is going to make it interesting, but also make you go through each track a few times, which honestly, I kind of did enjoy that. Now, yeah, some of the tracks are probably going to be a bit intense, though, and you're obviously going to be against 15 seen other racers. So depending on the vehicle you are running, I would say might make them easier, or I guess you could say a bit more difficult. Like some of the tracks, if you're using something like a big rig, you're going to have the motorcycles. They are going to be faster than you. The big thing is, though, you are going to be bigger than them, so you can crash them off the road and stuff or mess them up and all that. And the AI sometimes completely fail at driving by messing up or driving off the road. I've also had times where AI crashed me into stuff, so yeah, at least they're going to be into messing me up. I also had other moments where I would crash in the exact same spot every time I got to it. I'm like, bro, Block, what are you doing, dude? Like, I just kept messing up every time I got to it. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should slow down a bit. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that here, and maybe I should be approaching this differently. Now, the thing is, when it does come to Pacific Rift, though, there is going to be a few classes I really did enjoy a lot in this game. For one, it's probably not going to be that shocking if you guys know me, but I do love the motorcycles. I do like how fast and agile they are, and also if you mess up, you're going to be kind of destroyed. So you're definitely going to have to be careful with the power the bike is going to have, but also realize that you're going to be super nimble, so if someone hits you or you hit something, you are pretty much going to automatically crash every single time. The other class I was genuinely having a great time with is going to be the big rigs. I don't know why it is, but for some odd reason, man, these were so dang fun to use. They were not only going to be really fast, but on top of it, they were pretty much a tank to everything that tried to run into them, right? So if something was trying to hit you, or a lot of the other cars, basically anything else would hit you, it would not even matter. I also think the truck you guys are seeing in the background was in the original Motorstorm, which was actually pretty dope as well. And I really did like how, even though these trucks were going to have some slower acceleration, they were still going to be very fast with boost, and also once you get the speed up, you are pretty much going to be unstoppable on straightaways. Like, nothing can hit you. They're also going to corner very well, and funny thing is, I really do like the way trucks handle, which you probably wouldn't expect that, because sometimes you think some of the cars handle pretty well, but I really do think the big rigs were so dang fun. One of the other classes I was also enjoying was going to be the rally cars, and part of that is probably going to come down to the sheer speed they did end up having to them. Like, they weren't going to be slow by any means, man. If you're in a rally car, you are 100% going to know about it. Those things are going to basically be rockets. They are flying down the track basically at breakneck speeds, and I feel like that really does make it even more fun. But also it's going to make it a tad harder to handle because, as you will probably see in the background, my car kind of looks absolutely wrecked. But I was still hitting big jumps with it, and this is going to be a good example of the track design in Pacific Rift, where you guys are going to see me jumping and stuff like that. There's going to be other racers with me. They're flying off the cliff, and I'm trying to stay on the mountain, but also hitting the jumps, making sure I don't fly off of them. And you're also going to be driving a very fast car. I did notice, I would probably say the rally cars, could be wrong here, but they, to me, really did feel like some of the fastest in the game. But with that, you're also going to have to be careful with the handling of them, the way you drive them. So you're not just going to jump in, be the fastest car out there, win basically every time. It is never going to be that simple. The other class I would probably say for me was easily going to be a favorite of mine was 100% the monster trucks. I don't know why, but they were going to be so dang entertaining. Pretty much nothing can mess with you in these either. And for some odd reason, they handled very well. They were also going to be oddly fast. I don't know if I was imagining things, but I swear they're going to be faster than most of the classes I used. And on top of that, they are going to be very big and also kind of top heavy, as it does mention in game. So if you are going to be going around a corner, you hit something, you are most likely going to flip over very easy. But on the flip side, though, you are going to be able to go through all the water, basically all the mud and stuff. So this was going to be a really fun class for me. This, rally, motorcycles, and stuff like that, big rigs guys, were easily some of my favorites, and it really made the overall experience of Pacific Rift even more entertaining to me. I really do think the overall level design was also going to be great, and I kind of like how they pretty much built upon the original Motorstorm, having different routes for some vehicles that are going to be better than others. I am curious to know your thoughts on Motorstorm Pacific Rift in the comments below. Did you guys get to play this game? Is it going to be your favorite Motorstorm game? And also, which one is going to be your favorite out of all of these that did end up coming out? I'm also planning on probably doing another video on Pacific Rift, but also another video on the overall Motorstorm series again, because you know what? Going back and playing these, I would love another one.